Just going to try it with the fish too. Oh, that's really nice. There's a subtle flavour of herbs right at the end. Hi everyone and welcome back to Kedgeree's Kitchen. My name is Alexis and in today's video I want to share with you how to make a delicious herby salmon sort of Kedgeree. As I just mentioned, today I'm going to be making salmon sort of Kedgeree, and the first thing I need to do for this recipe is I need to preheat my oven to 200 degrees. The next thing I have done is I have put a large pan. I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob, and then I'm going to add a bit of oil to the base of that pan, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this pan to heat up. But I just want to say that if you do enjoy videos like this one and you want to see more, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you have enjoyed this video today, then please feel free to hit that like button. All of these sorts of things really help me out, so I would really appreciate it. The base of my pan is getting quite hot now, so I'm going to put in the leek. So I have here one leek that I've simply just sliced into about 1/2 centimetre pieces. It was a smaller leek today rather than a larger leek. It's just Howard, myself and Ted having this meal, and there won't be any leftovers, so I'm just making it for the 3 of us. So I've used a bit of a smaller leek today, so if you wanted to use a larger leek, if you like leek, then please do. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry the leek until it starts to soften. So the leek has started to soften now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 1 clove of garlic that I've just simply peeled and sliced. In the original recipe I did say 2 cloves, but as I mentioned earlier, this is just for Howard, myself and Ted. Ted is 9, so he will have like a half portion of this dinner basically. So that's why I've only done 1 clove of garlic. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry this until the garlic starts to go a golden brown colour. It should only take about 30 seconds or so before it starts to pick up some colour. And I think I can see it picking up colour now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in the red pepper. So I have 1 red pepper that I've simply sliced. So I've chopped the top off, removed the core and the stalk, and then I've just simply sliced and diced the pepper. So I'm just going to put that into my saucepan like so, and I'm going to fry that for a further few minutes. You don't really need to fry this for a long time, but if you want it softer then you can fry it for longer. I actually prefer my vegetables a little crunchy in my dinner, so I don't mind it a bit crunchier. So I'm just going to fry this for a few minutes. The pan is getting slightly hot, so I'm going to turn it down. I'm not going to turn it off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of water to the base, and this will help to soften the pepper. For those of you that like soft peppers, personally I'm not that bothered, so it doesn't bother me if they're slightly crunchy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the courgette that I have peeled and grated. So I just simply peeled 1 courgette and then just grated it. And I'm just going to pop that into my pot as well. You don't have to grate the courgette if you don't want to. You could slice it very thinly, or you could chop it into cubes if you like it a bit chunkier. We prefer much slimmer vegetables in our food, shall I say. So as I said, I'm just going to fry this for a further minute or so. So the courgette is fried for a further minute or so, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the herbs for this dish. So I have here some thyme, some rosemary and some oregano that I've just simply sliced or chopped basically. And I also have 1 bay leaf that I'm going to put in as well, and I'm going to add these in now. You can add these in at the beginning, or you could add them in at the end if you want to. I find that adding herbs just gives the dish a lot more flavour. So I'm just going to stir those round, And I'd probably say I used about a teaspoon of those herbs, or a tablespoon, sorry, of those herbs as well. So I just took some sprigs from the back garden and I just simply removed the leaves and just chopped the herbs, apart from the bay leaf obviously, because the bay leaf is still whole in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my rice. So I've washed through my rice twice, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that into the frying pan, and I'm going to fry this for about 30 seconds to a minute. Basically you want it so it sort of becomes a slightly see-through. This is brown rice, so it's not risotto rice, but it will become see-through and clear like risotto rice does. So I'm just going to fry this for about 30 seconds. And I think it has started to become quite see-through and clear now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some chicken stock to this. You can add chicken stock, you can add bone broth, you can add fish stock if you want to, because this is obviously a fish meal, and if you like that fishy taste, then you can add that as well. So I've got about 600 mils of chicken stock here, sorry. And I think this is about enough to cover the rice, and then have about 2 centimetres above the top of the rice. So by measuring that with my middle finger, I know that that is 2 centimetres. So that is 2 centimetres there. So that is perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat back up, and I'm going to pop the lid on, and I'm going to bring this to the boil. The rice has started to come to the boil now, and I'm going to add a little bit of tamari to this. This is also to add flavour to the dish as well. So I'm going to add a little bit of tamari, and I'm also going to add some salt and pepper. So salt and pepper to your taste. So I'm just going to add a couple of pinches for us, and a little bit of pepper. We like salt and pepper in this house, but we don't like too much. And then I'm just going to mix those ingredients round, and I'm going to turn the heat down now to a medium heat, and I'm going to leave this to simmer. I'm going to go off and cook the eggs and the salmon as well, but I'm going to leave this to simmer until all of the liquid has disappeared from the rice. So we've got a pan of boiling water ready for the boiled eggs, and we are now going to put the eggs into the water. As you can see, I've still got my hands, that's my son putting the eggs in. So we're going to boil these for 8 minutes because we want them hard boiled. So I'm going to put a timer on for 8 minutes. And as I said, we're just going to let these boil, and then we will drain them and cool them and add them to the rice at the end. So I've transferred the salmon that we're going to have with this meal from the packet to the baking tray, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the oven for about 15 minutes, or until the fish starts to flake away from itself. The eggs are done, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain them through a colander, and then I'm going to put them back into the saucepan carefully. It doesn't matter if they crack, and I'm just going to add cold water to the base of the saucepan, and I'm going to leave these in here for a minute, and that will help to cool them down quickly. So the eggs have been sitting in the cold water for a minute, and I'm going to drain them, and I'm just going to leave them to cool, and then later on when I'm ready to make the kedgeree, put it all together, I shall peel them. The fish has cooked, and my rice has cooked as well. I can tell the fish is cooked because the flesh is just flaking away from itself. So I'm going to remove the skin, I'm going to put this into the dish, I'm going to peel the eggs, I'm going to put those in, and then I'm going to add a bit of cheese, and that will be our dinner done. As you can see, I have peeled the eggs, and I've removed the skin from the salmon as well, and I've chopped the salmon up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the cooked rice. So the rice cooked a little while ago, and I'm just going to mix all of these ingredients together until everything is well mixed in. And then I'm not having any cheese, so I'm going to take a portion of this out for myself, but I will add the cheese for my husband and son. So I'm just going to go and take a portion of this for myself now. Got my portion, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some cheese to my husband and son's. So I think I've got about 40 grams of cheese there. That's probably about half of what I said to use in the recipe. I think I said 80 to 100. And now I'm going to serve this And I will try mine without the cheese because it just tastes cheeseless basically. So I'll give it a little try and I'll let you know how it tastes. That's how you make my delicious Herby Salmon sauce of Kedgeree, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.